What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Bouch Bommentary. Sorry for the delay.
It's my fault, but let me tell you, it's not my fault.
Hey, life
my
happens.
my car had some troubles. Pray for Lola, but it wasn't her fault. Anyway, the dealership was messing with my car, made a light come on that wasn't even on before I got there. Then they didn't know what the light was. Now take it days later to get it fixed. They take my car for 3 hours. They say they fixed it. I get back, my car still has the light on, so I take it back. It was just, but we here.
We're here.
Because
this episode sparked so much debate on Twitter. We got to hurry up. Some people have been looking forward to it.
Yeah, people have, I got tweets like, oh, I can't wait for the Bouch Bommentary. Oh, your predictions for the cookout were true. I'm getting tagged in the group we in, like, oh, I'm ready for the Bouch Bommentary. So thank y'all for being interactive. It's just like, I feel special. People like us, and people that aren't, fraternally or sororial related to us, asking for,
the content,
which is great. Thank you, guys.
So we'll just start with the episode. Opens up. Issa's on the couch drinking wine with Ben, who's portrayed by Luke James, who we called last week.
Yep, we said that. We got some good eyes, and it was so awkward. Of course, this is awkward black girl. Yeah.
But
so she's awkward.
For those who made,
so bad.
Ben was the guy on Tinder she hit with the message trying to F. So
yeah, so they're pursuing the F, and they're on the couch. They're drinking wine, and she just can't. She can't get, when you're used to a certain person, used to being with somebody, and they just know, okay, once I hit her neck, suck a nipple or two, boom, we ready. He don't know all the ins and outs, so he trying everything. Like, try that, okay, no.
But you know what? I'm actually surprised that they opened it like this, because just in my mind, I've never done anything like that. Of course. I'm a good Christian young man. If you send a message trying to F, you don't get wine and
that is very true.
You don't start on no couch. Like, a man shows up to the door and a wife beater and some gym shorts. Yeah.
Some Nike slides and socks.
And really he only does the shorts to be courteous and not be too forward.
Gray sweats, baby.
Right. But it's like
frat shirt that's cut up with the sides cut out. I know the game. I've heard stories.
Yeah.
This is how I know.
And so this was a little studies. For this show to be so authentic. I thought that was a little.
If you want some trying to F with no conversation, because a lot of people ain't no kiss on the mouth if you really home like that. Yeah. I never understood. But
once again, these are things we've heard.
You just come in the door, the genitals out, the secretions are secreted, right. And then the penetration happens. I just, they kissing and they got wine.
She wore the wrong Hohen outfit. She had jeans on, I believe, and
so many just ins and outs. Since she's supposed to wear some pink jogging pants and other boots.
Yep.
Yoga pants.
Come on, what is it doing?
She don't know the whole rules though. She don't know. But I tweeted. It's Luke James. All he had to do was hit the one of my favorite things, and the panties would have just disintegrated. The pants would have turned into leggings or something. She would have been butt naked. Like, how? Oh, that's my Nehu baby girl. Yeah. Like the Pied Piper. Like, it just would have been.
She'd been like, I guess I'm here.
And then it was just so awkward. She kept on laughing. Which, okay, I be laughing sometimes. And I've been asked why am I laughing. It's like, I don't know. It's funny.
I mean, I have a terrible sense of humor, so in awkward situations,
I laugh.
Yeah, but she was like, it's that sexy laugh you like so much. She was like, yeah, you can stop it. Come on.
You might.
And so she tells him his fingers are weird as he touches her.
Yeah, I can kind of. Look, I know Issa. Me and Issa are very similar. I'm awkward like that, so I probably would say something like that too. But if I get there and you got them bitten down fingers, and that's the risk with hoeing though, because you don't know what you're getting into. You don't know if he bite his nails real bad, so he got them third grade fingers with a little booty on it. That's a fear of mine. I'm comfortable in my little relationship. I know what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
He know what I like. I know what he like. Boom, we good. His fingers not nasty. Cool. But if I just get into that whole pool, I don't know what kind of fingernails. They might be dirty under. Oh, God. I see. Anyway.
Yeah, so.
Things weird.
Good.
And just got bad.
And she dips. And, she doesn't hoe.
Yeah, it's the whole atmosphere.
And so the next day we see her, she's got a noise complaint on her door. She sees one of her neighbors who I guess came to the party. He was like, yeah, F the man. She was like, F the management. She was like, yeah, they ain't on anything. Your party was a dope party. So then we fast forward to Molly at work. She's on a Skype call with Heather, the white woman attorney, and Lil Rel as the attorney. Nothing too much from that interaction. Like Lil Rel and her just kind of joked about being black and
beach and something like that. I can't take him seriously as a lawyer. Can you imagine him being a lawyer though? Like I'd bust out laughing.
I mean, he doesn't have to necessarily be the first chair on your case, but maybe he's the cat. Well, what law do they? I'm sure she's in business law, so it's like you just have to know the law.
You never seen Molly in the courtroom, so
yeah, she's not that type of lawyer. She's just a business law, so like they help with contracts and disputes and like contractual obligations and stuff like that.
Sure.
So, okay, we go to school. We got y'all, and Frida, the Issa's white coworker, is still feeling away about the vice principal gains. And she points out to the fact that the school is 86% Latino, and all the kids that come to the after-school program are black. Right. And a group of kids that it was their first day there, they're like, yeah, Vice Principal Gaines sent us.
He said something was wrong, though. It was like, y'all got us.
Yeah, he was like, this is the Got Y'all program?
Yeah.
And
it's so dumb.
Frida, like, she's like, you got any amigas or amigos that want to come?
Compadre.
Right.
Being super like, all right, you're pushing it, Frida. I like you, Frida. Don't ruin it.
And Nissa's like, why are you trying to turn this success into a failure? And I just want to kind of touch on it for a little bit because, yes, the school's primarily Latino. Mm-hmm. The kids weren't coming.
Kids are coming. They're black, but they're here.
Yeah, Principal Gaines clearly doesn't have that rapport with the Latinos.
Clearly.
Because
or want it.
Right. He doesn't try. He has that with the blacks. Apparently they listen to him, they respect him, and they go and they get help. Mm. So I don't think Frida's bone she's picking here is really like valid in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Like you're upset that he has these views of Latino people, and I agree that's deplorable. But to be upset that he's sending black kids or that black kids are willing to look, because at the end of the day, these kids could lie to him and not come.
And then looking back, the Latino kids robbed y'all. So they not really too pressed for we got y'all.
Right.
They stole y'all Oreos. Like, you can't steal my Oreos and then come back in my library, no.
And then, let's just be honest, like, Latino, white, whatever, anytime there's a majority, they are going to suppress and, oppress the minority. So in this school, if it's 86% Latino and the blacks are, let's just assume the blacks are the other 14%, like, maybe we got y'all is nice that it is a black space. I understand they're there to help all students. Right. But like I said, I don't think Frida's bone.
Maybe it's a nice place for them to be with students and learn with students that look like them.
Yeah, and, so, like, I think Frida's, like, kind of doing the most at this point. Like, if she's going to say something about VP Gaines, she needs to say something about him or to him, but not so much where it messes up the program, because these kids want help and they're coming and getting it. Mm-hmm. So after that, Lawrence is at work. He's working. They're it's a startup, so like they're just kind of typing in
the table,
typing or whatever.
Relaxed.
And he finds out that one of his female coworkers, her name is later on in the notes. I'm sorry. Hooks up with one of the ugly, lame.
A partner.
Yeah. Hooks up with the ugly, lame coworker at some startup Saturday drinking social they went to last week.
And let's just note that hooking up to us means something totally different to them. So that's actual penetration.
Oh, okay, yeah. I assume that's what they meant.
You know what I'm saying? Like, which is crazy. Because hookup is so minor to us. Oh, yeah, I hooked them up. Oh, my God, you hooked them up? Like, what? Yeah, we hooked up. So, other than the girl from ATL, that's the only black person I ever heard use hook up that way. So yeah, talking about how they go to this thing every Saturday, how it's kind of lit. He's like, oh, I have to check it out one day, yeah. And then.
But he tells them like, well, I gotta drop off some chairs for a family.
For someone.
Yeah, he doesn't mention.
He says someone, like not my homegirl, not my girl, cousin. My chick. He didn't even lie. Like it was just like someone. It made her sound like. I don't know, like a social worker or something. Like
he left it.
Like he had community service or something. Like what?
Right.
Someone.
Which is even more hot. And like to me, I didn't understand like why he was so pressed to be careful to not technically lie to his coworkers. Because I'm just really big on like personal and work being separate. So like if you don't know like I'm dating someone or maybe I am, like I would have just told him like I'm gonna drop him off with my girl.
Simple. That's all he had to say. Not even homegirl, my friend.
Yeah.
Like he did so little. He did so much by doing so little.
Right.
It was just weird. Like you could have lied. You could have been, oh, my cousin, cool.
Yeah.
Not my girl, cool. But saying someone was just like,
Someone.
I just think of like someone that's like they, or like some kind of like even Gray Blobs from Fairly Odd Parents or something. Like it was just weird. I didn't like the someone.
Yeah.
He gonna treat her better than that.
And so we flashed to Molly on the phone at the back of this like furniture warehouse picking up.
Yeah, I got IKEA from it.
Yeah.
In my imagination, I just thought of it as being IKEA.
Yeah, and she's on the phone with her mom or whatever. And the warehouse guy comes and he assumes this random black guy that's behind Molly. He was like, should I give it to him to load up? And she's like, what? Who? Huh? Because she's there alone, and she knows she's there alone. And she's like, why would you assume? Like, oh no, we're not together. And in this business suit, in these heels, she picks up this heavy bookshelf.
And she's visibly struggling. She's like, I'm a strong black woman that don't need no man. And I'm going to pick this. And it was so funny. I was waiting for her to fall.
I was so upset that the warehouse didn't just do it. Like, what? Like, y'all.
That's my biggest pet peeve. You see a woman with some stuff, help her. Open the door.
I was concerned that the random black man didn't offer any type of help.
Right, but he's one of them. He looked like one of them.
Okay, so what we see after Molly struggles to get to the her car is that not only was that black man there with someone, he was there with a white woman, and they were picking up something, and Molly gazes at them, and and
he's carrying whatever they order, and she just and the white girl just so hands free and just not with a.
She opens the trunk for him, for the man, so he doesn't have to struggle putting it in there, and Molly clearly gazes with like. I don't want to say
nice.
It wasn't
envy.
It
must be nice moment.
Yeah, it wasn't envy. It was a dang.
And then it was more like, and he with this white devil.
I think that's some context that maybe you're putting on it.
Insult to injury. I know
it was an insult to injury. The fact that she was white, and I know
I knew that with me and had a struggle, but you with a white woman.
I know for a fact like they did that on purpose.
Right. They think Beyonce level on Insecure. Everything means something.
And so, it was just one of those things like reminds us that she would like a relationship. Mm-hmm. So Issa and Molly are back at Molly's place, and she's telling her, and Issa's just telling her of like how bad that situation with Luke James went, and Molly tells her she's putting therapy on pause because
I called this, didn't I? Because that lady read her, and she was like, I remember her reaction, yeah. But I'm like, she's finally breaking through and telling you about yourself, and now you don't like it, so you don't want to go back.
Yeah. And we talked about how like earlier, like after you exit a relationship, if you've been in a relationship, that the assumption is that the person you've been with, like that you've been having regular sex with, that they know you, they know your sexual desires, they know like what turns you on, what gets you there, what works, what doesn't. So,
you know them.
Yeah.
You know how to please them. So it's funny because I was just thinking like, dang, I was thinking about Issa like, I wouldn't even know how to deal with a new human body in front of me. Like, well, okay, so how does this work? Right. Like, so confused. Like, okay, so you don't. Okay, cool.
And like, that's the thing about the whole phase of just hooking up with randoms. Like, as a man, like, how do you sit there and like, I can see how like women are like, yo, men who just have sex with randoms are trash at sex, because it's like, hear me out. I'm gonna connect the dots. It was kind of a reach right now, but it's like if you doing some stuff that your last girl liked,
it's like some master of none type,
and that worked on her, and that's the you did this sequence and that got her there every time. But this new woman, is a new Rubik's Cube that you ain't even trying to figure out because it's like, oh, this ain't working, so I'm gonna just do what I know and then just get mine.
So this is you talking about a person that with a lot of people.
Yeah, a guy.
Okay, go ahead.
And that because because this woman is new and he doesn't know how to please her.
Start from scratch.
And it's like he's like, look, that's just too much. I'm gonna just get mine and be out.
Which is usually the case. They don't really care too much about pleasing you as long as they get there. Like when you think, like you ever sat down with a ho like a real hoe, and just pick their brain. That's an episode I want to do. I want to talk to a hoe, like a male one. Like one that's unapologetic. And the one I would talk to already been on the show. So we'll think about it. We're going to get a hoe on the show. It's going to be real sensitive. But yeah, like I just feel like when you with a lot of women, they have a simple formula, titty, lick, boom, stick it, cool out, like that's how I imagine in my head.
They be thrown off if you got one titty.
Whoa, you got extra titty. Hold on, I gotta.
Titty.
Titty lick.
Do I do titty lick or titty lick?
Titty lick.
This is. I'm out. You know what? I'm gonna just go. I don't
know. But it's like some basic stuff that I guess, you know. And then if a girl don't like you, just gotta speak up. Hey, I don't like titty lick titty is more my thing. Cool. Okay, boom.
But we've kind of, I think, with our generation, you know, I will speak for our generation because we've grown up. This girl.
I'm sorry. That is so funny. I'm cracking myself.
Childish.
That might be funnier than booty. Okay, go. Oh, there's something come out my mouth. Okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say, dang, I forgot what I was gonna say. So I'll just skip to the next thing.
Okay.
In the conversation, we find out that apparently Issa and Molly were supposed to be hoes together. Like,
right.
Molly,
the American dream.
I guess but we find out like Issa met Lawrence and they kind of booed up real quick and got in a relationship and fell in love. And so Molly kind of went with the whole, well, we still hoeing, right? And then
I thought it was hoeing. No, we ain't got some clear heels. What are you talking about?
And then by the time she looked up, like Issa had been in a relationship for 5 years and she was still hoeing.
Yeah. That's tough though. It's hard to, you know, you need something to jolt you out the whole phase. Usually like a baby, pregnancy scare. A nigga that you talked to had a baby, or he posts his real girlfriend. Like sometimes you just got to get jolted. Maybe Molly, she didn't have some jolts, but she ain't been jolted out the whole phase. Hard enough, like one of them little.
Well, I think when she was out of it, she wasn't getting. She was.
I guess she out of her whole phase now.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, but it was like when she got out of it, it wasn't like she went. It didn't. It was. She then looked to marry, and like she hadn't had a relationship yet.
She's just not pressed right now. That's
she's at a point of like just being content and like
she ain't got her back broke this whole season yet. I'm proud of her.
No, and so Issa was like, "Can you teach me to hoe?"
And she's like, "That's rude."
Right.
And yes, but it really is a method to it. You really have to know, and it's like it's a mental thing because everyone is really not meant to hoe. Like people aren't built like that. Some people can't accept it themselves, like, and sit and lie about it. And it's like, no, I'm a virgin. I've only kissed 2 boys on the lips. And it's like, you can't even deal with it yourself. Some hoes, like, too open with it, don't care at all. Like, you just got to know what you can do. You got to know your whole limits. And everybody ain't built the same. Like, it's really a certain trait.
The whole game is treacherous.
No, for real, you got to sit and really think about it. And like, the same way she was uncomfortable, you got to really be comfortable and be able to adjust and adapt. Like some niggas may have like some real big lips. You never dealt with no big lips before, but if you a hoe, you be like, big lips. Terry got big lips. I can do that. Like
you have your whole playbook.
Yeah, it's like okay, so we got
small dick. Okay, all right.
I'll tell you about 5'11".
That's a bad
play.
When
I was with Antonio, okay, I put my leg on your forehead. I've done this before. Trust me. Like you know how to move. Like, if you're not used to going back to her being in a relationship so long, she ain't used to just some random stuff.
She used to Lawrence.
And she used to love. Like, I remember having a conversation with my homegirl. Came out of a relationship, like, her first and everything. And she's like, yeah, I'm about to just start hoeing. I was like, girl, you don't want to do that. Because you're going to start hunching niggas, and they not going to care about you for real. You used to a nigga that love you. You used to a nigga, like, cuddling you out there. This nigga going to get up and go home, and you going to be in that bed, like... with like Eddie Murphy and Boomerang, like, oh my God, you
some money on the
like you gonna feel hella empty. Like that's not a good feeling when you feel used and all this stuff. Like it's again, you have to have this certain kind of mental capacity for some whole shit. No,
dropping whole game, man. Hey, we get pimp game all the time. Man. We don't know the other side of the whole
I don't know everything, but I know a little bit.
She know a little bit. That's why y'all listen to us.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're in the club and it is going terrible. Issa is failing. Like she walking slow. She's giving terrible conversation.
She has no wedges. No, somebody tweeted that was the funniest tweet of the night. She was like, Issa is so bent on this whole phase, and she went out looking like Nigel Thornberry.
Her outfit didn't give me like I'm trying to hit. I'm trying to
looking like it's the gadget and shit. Like, sis, that ain't your whole outfit. You need some titties.
But the thing that made me crack up about it was like, look at all these people in here looking pressed, and then some girl had on her exact same outfit.
The exact same outfit.
What, they had a 25 and up place. It
was a granddaddy in there. Yeah. I'm like, first off, where are y'all? She ain't had no game. So I'm trying to figure out how she found Lawrence. We're going to need to have some kind of prequel.
It sounded like they were in college. I assume college was...
Yeah. But still...
That would be a dope, like a movie, like leading up to their, like showing their, you know, like their...
When he first lost his job. I'm trying to figure out what kind of unemployment plan that Lawrence had, because you only get unemployment for 14 weeks. I know this. So, 4 years that he get once every...
No, they said 2 years. 2 years he was unemployed.
Still. Because we ain't had that extended unemployment since Obama was in office. Extendo. Unless he got another job and kind of got some more benefits and went back to, like...
Maybe he was working 2 jobs.
Unless he's scamming or Tasha been hooking him up, and that's kind of why he kind of owed a little backbreaking. I don't know, but let me know, Lawrence, because...
if we can get this unemployment problem.
Maybe get some extended unemployment, too. For years? That'll never work again. That's a nice little check every week. Okay, anyway.
So in the club... It's going so bad, like, Molly meets a guy, and a wingman is over there with Issa, and she's trying to start a conversation, and she's like, you know, if you had an option of going home tonight, would it be alone or with someone? He's like, look, I'm just over here so my man can get some time with your friend. Do you have any other friends?
Ouch.
Burn. Molly is so concerned on Issa that she's not paying attention to the deep bass brother that's talking to her. And, you know, he asks for her number, she hits him with the business card. So then we go to Lawrence and Tasha. They're booed up in bed.
Her hair is wrapped.
Watching TV on a Thursday night. It's supposed to rain all week. Melanie's surprised it's downcoming. Tasha is telling Lawrence some of the family drama that's leading up to the picnic.
Which I thought was so authentic. Because, like, we talked... Listen, I think they listen to the show. Because remember we talked about bringing Bay home for, like, a holiday or something? You got to give him, okay, so Shanice and this, that, and the third. And he wasn't keeping up. You got to, because he was winning there saying them all stuff.
But they were mad, like, she wasn't making her potato salad.
And it was about potato salad. And I was like, didn't we just talk about this potato salad?
We said Tasha makes some good potatoes.
I knew it!
And he's like, what?
Put us on the show, Princess. Jesus.
He's like, wait, what? Like, he lost... Anyway, you know, Lawrence, like any man, is like, look, it's Thursday night. I got work tomorrow. I assume the sex is going to take X amount of time. I think I'll shower tonight so I get the most sleep in the morning. So we got to start now. And he kisses up on her neck trying to get her going.
She's watching her Shonda shows and commentary. I love Tasha. I just do. Because she's so real. Like,
Oh, I forgot.
I was like, wait a minute, she ain't that real. No. But what was she saying during the show? I should have watched it again so I can get these exact quotes. She was talking to the TV, something about Shonda.
Yeah, she was like, oh, I love it. You get it, Viola. That's what she said.
It was so funny because I'm like, this is how we really watch TV. Like, that's why it was so authentic. Like,
that's what I wanted to say. Like, that scene outside of like Tasha and Lawrence being like, you know, like their weird relationship status.
Yeah.
That is a real night for a couple. You watching TV, she's got her head wrap on. You try to get some because, like I said, you got work in the morning, you know time, X, what? And she's like, nah, and you're just kind of sitting there like, wow.
Trying to kind of get this. Like, you can record this.
Yes. And she's like, no.
I kind of want to watch How to Get Away with Murder, actually. So you can pencil the guts in on a later date, because, nah.
And so I assume they probably haven't had sex since he told her about Issa.
Low key.
And
but I liked it though. I liked the scene. It was real. Her hair was finally wrapped, so we knew she did it.
And I mean, I think that's smart of her. Like, you betrayed my trust. Like, we've.
So maybe she was really just being petty about it. Like, no cooch for you.
I mean,
and if that's the case, then good. Okay.
Next, we see Issa in her apartment, looking visibly frustrated, and she reaches in her nightstand for her vibrator. That was on Lawrence's side, so I wondered, did she move it?
I mean, she did some redecorating last episode. She's like, I'm going to put my vibrator in there.
Yeah.
Because my penetrator is always going to be on this side. I don't know. don't know, but it was just for me.
The battery dies before she climaxes.
So one, I've heard that vibrator batteries last for a while. The ones that come with it, they last a long time. Okay. So I've heard. So how much have you used the Issa? And two, do you not have an index and ring finger? I'm confused. Like, just old school, get it out the mud.
Get out the mud. Get that
stimulation. I don't know. If she really wanted that climax, instead of searching the cordless phone, which she still has, she could have just manually.
She didn't have a AA battery in sight, so she ended the night just blown.
There were other ways.
I think that has to happen for what takes place later. Because at this point, she's a mountain of sexual frustration.
Yeah, true.
Lawrence ain't give her nothing worth a release.
Right.
Her batteries is dead. She didn't screw Ben. It's just all bad.
You're right, but I'm still. And probably it would have been a much better couple days for her if she had just figured it out.
And then, if you're like me, sometimes when you don't have those batteries you need for your remote or your controller, you throw batteries in the freezer?
Old school.
Yeah, try to get, I don't know, I doubt there's any science that actually makes it work. I think it's just the fact that
if it's more than one battery, you flip it around.
Yep.
Change them up, blow on them, rub them together.
Yes. Wow, yes. Why are we living in the same childhood?
So there are things you can do.
Issa didn't want it. Yeah, she didn't want it.
She was being lazy, honestly, because she was just sitting it there.
Yeah.
You got to put forth your own personal.
But you know what it was? It was kind of one of those things like, I'm kind of bored. I'm a little tense.
I think she wasn't that.
I think this
she
will
was
help.
Pressed enough to scavenge the house, though.
Because she started.
There's no way there were no AA batteries and nothing. The remotes usually AAA though.
It depends. Like they could be AAA and then like.
Because I have a big thing of batteries in my room because I have a Wii and I watch Netflix on my Wii, so ain't no shortage. But as a grown up, bless you, as an adult, you need to have some batteries in the house. Right.
Maybe that was Lawrence's thing. Maybe he kept the batteries in the house.
Because he did work at Best Buy,
It's
some batteries on this show. Because Tasha Show came in there looking for some batteries.
Ooh, sorry, guys. All right. So next, Molly is at work talking to Chad, the white man she discovered is making more than her. He makes a snark. She's talking about how she has to go to Chicago or whatever and get some more clarity about a case she's working. He makes a snarky remark saying, I wish I could sneak a vacation in Chicago. She was like, so Molly pops off and was like, you already get vacation here. Jesus. I'm sorry, y'all. These may be my last. No, I'm just...
Dang, allergies. That made me sick. Go ahead.
Yeah,
basically, nigga, you don't do shit no way, so don't come for me.
And she apologized, and I don't know, God. They're framing Chad not to like, and I don't like him anyway. But that's real. Like white co-workers will say something and then get real offended by
how could you say that?
Right, respond back, especially as a black woman. So I felt bad that she even apologized.
Angry black woman, right? She shouldn't have even.
Next, Issa and Frida are meeting with their boss about the progress at East 41st High. The boss tells them VP Gaines told her how excited he is about the program and that their participation has doubled. Frida is still like, did you get any feedback from anyone else? She was like, no. Like, what do you need? So she's still trying to pick at this thing, and
I really don't think that's a big enough issue. Because even if there was a white principal, he's racist too. Like, a lot of these older people be racist because they come from a problematic time. Ain't nobody gonna be over here talking heteronormative and xenophobic and all these words that were just made up on Twitter 2 years ago. Like, it's just, they're not going to be as woke as we are or accepting or whatever. It's always going to be homophobic, racist.
I get Frida's concern to a degree. Like, on one hand, like, when you have a vice principal in that position who clearly, it's not even that he favors one side. He does some things that are offensive and mean to another side. Like, hey, say that Spanish for the bus. Yeah. Like, stuff like that. So I get it, but at the same time, like, I'm not going to... That's something maybe you go to the school board with. You don't come...
what they got to do...
While your program, got to leave and stop helping these students that you all feel need this help.
Yeah, because he's definitely dead wrong. But as far as pressing the issue like that...
We got y'all? I don't...
Yeah.
She's Frida's
That's
wrong.
not y'all job.
And so next we see Molly and the brother from the club, who we find out is Lionel, are out on a brunch date. From the conversation, we see that he's
they met at the club, the wingman.
Yeah, this is the guy she gave the business card to.
Right.
Played by Sterling K. Brown, who was Chris Darden on the OJ Story.
He's in This Is Us.
Yes. He's the owner of his own marketing consulting firm. They're having some very polite conversations. He talks about his niece. You know, they talk about, she's like, you know, I wish one of my brothers would get it together and have a child so I could be an aunt,
Mm-hmm. And a lot of brother mentions, so I'm guessing we're going to be introduced to her brother. Like, I noticed they're introducing more characters. We had Issa's brother. And they're talking about their family more, because we didn't hear a lot about their family last season. Yeah. So I like that.
What else? They mentioned some other stuff. But the biggest thing I got from this conversation is, like, Lionel says, do you ever wish you could fast forward to the part of life when you're married and settled and life is all figured out? And Molly, like, she's a little hesitant, but she's like, yeah. And I felt like she was hesitant because she doesn't want to come off desperate.
Right.
But I thought it was interesting that Lionel brought that up and made that statement. You know, I think it made an impact on Molly, as we see later from her conversation with Issa. I think we see Issa after this, but for the sake of kind of like the meat of this show, we're gonna go ahead and move forward, and we see Molly in the.
Wait, I just thought a titty lick.
I'm tired. I'm tired. You upset? I'm over here sneezing and whatnot, but you over. Childish. She's crying, y'all. We see Molly in a cupcake shop after her date. She runs into one of her hating Delta homegirls and her man.
Just like a Delta to hate, which is cute. Now that was authentic.
That was authentic manner because as we found out last season, they haven't mentioned it too much. This season, she's AK. Molly's AK.
Yeah, she has her mug. She has her AK mug on her desk.
Yeah, she was wearing a green dress with like this pink purse, and her Dro is Dro and Candace. Mm-hmm. He says he's gonna pay for her cupcakes and he's gonna pay for their cupcakes, so he pays for Molly's cupcakes. And they basically say, hey, you know, we're in town now. We snuck away. We made a weekend of, I guess, this business trip, but we'll be back next weekend for this event called Kiss and Grind. And we'll talk about that later. That comes up next episode. She calls Issa to debrief about the brunch date. Molly isn't sure about Lionel, despite him having everything she would want in a man. Like, he's attractive, he's making good money, he's clearly not about games, and like looking forward to settling down and loving and caring for one woman. He's goal oriented because he had a 5-year plan. But she's like, you know, she talks about how she ran into Dro and Candace in the cupcake shop and how Dro was a mess, but he went with the flow and he found the perfect person. And I didn't necessarily know what she meant by that. Like, I get that he wasn't put all the way together, but I don't understand, like, going with the flow and finding the perfect person.
I think, you know, like, a lot of the whole niggas I knew in school who are, like, now starting to settle down and stuff, like, really just riding the whole boat and sailing, and then they, you know, land ho. And then, you know, they find that nice island to...
I didn't know if she meant, like, he was a mess, he linked up with Candace and got his stuff together as they progressed in their relationship. That's what I...
Or maybe like a successful Lawrence and Tasha angle. Like, started messing around, but it actually worked, and then it wasn't like trash.
Right. Molly said she felt Lionel was just trying to check off some boxes. You know, like, get in a relationship, get married.
Boom, check.
And Issa hits Molly and says, you know, Molly, that sounds like what you were doing.
Right. I don't think Molly likes it when you tell her about herself.
She doesn't.
So she immediately shuts down, gets mad. Ooh, God. Like, it's just, girl, it's the truth.
Yeah, like...
Truth hurts. Baby,
you know, and Molly says, dang, like, she didn't realize it. She didn't like that. And I don't know, like, I think we as a collective audience, we want Molly to win.
We do.
And
but she don't want Molly to win.
Yeah, like, she finds a way to self-sabotage.
Like, finally, he wants you. He has his life together. He don't work at Enterprise. Like, he went to college.
Right.
he got your dinner.
Well, we don't know if he had any, you know, like
bisexual encounters.
Yeah, like her.
Yeah.
But all signs are pointing to no from now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, as far as we know. But like, sis, this is it. We got him, and then here she go.
And
getting her own way.
And then, like I said, I tweeted, it's like, you know, when women, typically for women, like, or just people in general, you hear, when I stopped looking for a significant other, that's when I found my wife or my husband.
And if she stopped looking, she wasn't pressed no more. She was worried about Issa getting her rocks off, and then she slipped and fell into a man who she don't want.
Yep. Once again, there's something else that takes place between these events, but we're going to finish this up. Molly's at home getting her bookshelf put together. Lionel invites her to the SZA. That's how you pronounce it. SZA concert. The next day,
that you asked, Jesus.
Molly declines. He sends a follow-up inviting her to a dinner, and she just ignores him. Once, you know,
she getting her bookshelf put together that they were trying to do earlier in the episode.
Yeah.
But, like, sis, SZA, free? You not gonna go to the SZA concert? Sis.
And it's just like...
Free?
I don't know. It's one of those things. It's like, Molly's one of those women you see complaining on Twitter.
Men are trash, bro. Like, I don't...
But I don't want to equate it to, like, but she has a DM full of men, because, like, she doesn't. And, like, this guy's actually quality, you know, not just some random internet pervert.
Like underground.
You know, but there's someone that is interested in loving her and getting to know her more, and he's doing these things to show her he's serious, and she's just like...
like, it's a hard no for me, bro.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, it's like, Molly's probably, like, from her therapist thing earlier, it's like, Molly's one of those people who probably has this very specific view of love, and, like, you know, it just not being the perfect thing, or, you know, like, magical how they met. You feel like maybe she's, like, that's why she's denying it. But anyway, these these big events that take place that really...
They need to be discussed.
They are big pivots for each character, so we're going to address them in their entirety. So we're going to start with Issa. Issa's at her apartment painting the wall that was burnt. And then she realizes, like, the ceiling also needs to be painted.
She's like, you won't steal my joy.
Right. You know, because she feels accomplished. But throughout the episode, the guy she bumped into by the mailboxes, she saw him sitting at the pool.
The beluga whale. Yeah.
He, I don't even know his name.
Eddie. It's Eddie.
Eddie. He came to a party or whatever.
He had the weed.
He's
from Victoria's, which makes it even worse.
But, like, she'd been eyeing him all day. And, like, she's kind of like, you know what?
I wonder if she did, like, a little whole bath before she went over there.
I mean,
went over there with paint. Pussy.
Paint don't have to make you, like, exhausted.
I know, but just, like, you know, you got fumes and shit.
I wanted, yeah, that's real. But
like, nigga, is this Sean Williams? Did you? Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Issa then, but she grabs a phone, her phone charger, which she knows for a fact is hers. She goes over.
Was it hers or just one sitting in the corner?
I thought it had to be. I assumed it was hers. Like,
somebody could have very well left it at her house, but
I don't think she was. Well, you know how phone chargers are. You're not really pressed to give them back to nobody.
Like, I got one in my car. I don't know who it belonged to.
I think it was hers because of how it ended.
But I knew she. I don't know. But go ahead.
So Issa takes it over to Eddie's crib and is like, yo, I found this extra charger in my crib. I think you left it or whatever. And he's like, oh, snap. Like, yeah, it's mine. She talks about, oh, you're listening to Super Duper Kyle or whatever. He's like, yeah. He's like, you smoke? And he invites her to smoke.
Meanwhile, she was like, yeah, sure.
She's like, yeah, I love
it. Yeah. Something like that, yeah. Like, girl, you barely smoke, but go ahead.
And so they're in there, like,
He's watching Gossip Girl.
He's watching Gossip Girl.
Which is hilarious.
He said, I guess he didn't see season 5, but season 6 made sense. And he's watching it currently. She was like, you know, is that the white girl? He's like, yeah, you know, these white people, you know, doing their thing. It's
Gossip
good
Girl
to see
is
that.
really good.
He's like, it's good to see that.
It's like they're always doing their thing. They own everything.
Right.
But
I wanted you to go to this where she had that. She basically, it's like she's hyping herself up, but in her bathroom.
She had her raps, and she was like, ho for it, ho. So funny, first off, because, I mean, I never rapped, but I've had a whole mirror moment, like, you're going to get in there.
Yeah, tackle this thing.
No, literally in his mirror, like
if he goes titty lick, titty lick, titty, you're gonna love it.
You're gonna get it. Oh my God, it's so funny. I can't even go to detail. I can't. This is a family show, but I had to sit there. It's like, you gonna do it? You here? You here, girl? You all over
in
here?
The pink.
That's a long ride down Tennessee so to get home, bitch. So you better make it work. Because I said Tennessee is a street in Tallahassee.
Oh, God.
Nobody say too much, bitch. But anyway, it's like, you ain't got no car, so you here till the morning. You may as well make the best of it. Oh, you wanted them anyway, so, had to,
Well, I wanted you to
hold
read.
I know. I got this.
All right.
Hold for it, home. So, pep talk. And the best line in there is, even if it's wet, you can still get some head. That's the motto, honestly. At the end of the day, it's like, I got some head, so it was free. Free head. You can have free samples, free food, free Wi-Fi, all of that. But some free head, you can't really need that.
But someone brought up a good point. If a man is like really whack, is he able to please you with fellatio?
So here's the thing. Me and my friends, we had our whole round tables in undergrad. And it was like, if the head is too good, you kind of got that, you hiding something. Because you had a lot of time to perfect your head because you knew there was nothing following that up. You got you got some great cunnilingual activity going, then you follow it up with the chicken nugget. And it's like, I knew it was a catch. I knew it. There was a catch. You got me here. It's like, or even if it's like you just got hit the first time, I'm like, girl, his head good. So, I might let him, boom, what's up? And then you get there, it's like, you tricked me. I didn't know this is what, really? Seriously? So, it's always, and that's that gamble I was talking about. You don't know these men. You don't know what he's working with. You don't know his expertise. So you go in there blind. So even if it's whack, still get some head. I mean, you got your coochie licked at the very least. It's getting lit. So I mean, it's a win either way. It's just so awkward. But I would have fell out. That head hit mine.
So she tries to kiss him.
I would have passed out. He would have to carry me back to my apartment.
She tries to kiss him, but she comes in at a weird angle, or he turns at the wrong time, and they smack heads in the front, like. Bow.
But that's a head. That is. But
his head is very large. It's Mace. It's like, if you've seen Mace, I feel like him and Mace have the same shaped head, but his is bigger.
It's like, okay,
his body.
I played The Sims, so it's like somebody took their forehead and just drug it out. On The Sims.
But I felt like it was a lot on the back too.
It was like I don't know, man. It was like, how when humps were in style, like with the weave ponytails, like he had a hump in the front.
I just keep seeing that whale that people was posting on Twitter.
It's like the whale, Dory's friend from Finding Dory. Hello, Isa, would you like to have sex with me?
Well,
Dory spoke well,
so they bump heads. He's like, it's all good. Like, I like it a little rough. He comes in and they properly kiss.
They start making out. Okay,
right.
They get on the wall.
And then,
remember the wall?
Well, first they're taking off. Like, now Issa's she's taking the clothes off fast. She
her own clothes off, right?
And Buddy's taking his shirt off hella slow. He's like the sloth from Zootopia. And she's like, all right, let's get this off. And they're on the wall, like Melanie just pointed out,
wall, you already know.
And as they're kind of gyrating on each other,
grinding. I'll say grinding.
Gyrating
more dance.
He said, I would like to ask if I could titty fuck you. And she
So first off, I didn't know. First, I would never be involved in any titty intercourse because my breasts are big enough. So you gonna end up. We both gonna have rug burn. I have rug burn on my chest. You have rug burn on your genitals. It's just not gonna be good. But I didn't know that was some first date. Like, you titty hunch everybody? Is this like a thing?
I feel like that's his thing.
That's an icebreaker?
That's his thing.
So how does it, okay, have you ever
No.
Okay. So
I never will.
I guess I would have to
It just seems wild, degrading.
Do you sit on her stomach?
That's what I'm saying. Like, as a man, how do I get my grown self on top of you? Like,
I couldn't.
Here you go. Like, wait.
Mine aren't big enough, so I just that's just not. So if you have titty intercourse, I don't know.
It's interesting.
Right into the show. Tell us how it was. Demonstrate.
I feel like links. This is something like the black community is like, we weren't really on that, you know.
No, I've heard. Yeah, people do. We just haven't, opened that door. Maybe, I don't know, maybe when I'm married, after I get, have kids and stuff, my breasts will be adequate enough. When I get Beyonce fit, and the breasts come. My homegirl just had a baby. Her breasts are smaller than mine. Now she like a D. So I'm excited.
That's a lot of milk.
To see what is in store for my breasts post-baby. So yeah, she was like, I would like to respectfully decline.
He was like, thank you for the respect.
I'm like, this is not a business deal. Like, we're not in an office right now.
But that was a little bit about consent. And, shout out to that.
Asked, she said no. He was like, okay.
Cool, He is this whole thing is like, he's struggling to unbutton her pants. He's like, yo, is these buttons? He's like, she's like, no, he was like, dang. And then she tries to pull them off. She's like, they're tapered.
And then that's how he's young. Because homegirl asked if he wanted to be burped.
Right.
But, like, he's a young nigga. Like, when Molly hunched a young nigga in the season finale, I was like, sis. And now it's like another young one. Like, come on, you're supposed to hunch up. If you gonna hunch somebody new, make sure this hunch better than your last. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, every new body, you should be climbing a new steps and different.
Yeah.
But this one, like, he can't get your pants off, sis. But then again, if he would have took them off too quick, be like, run. If he take that bra off, like, and it's off, you like, sir.
Just so naked.
You gotta hit Eddie Murphy again.
What is he?
Oh my God. So yeah, they start, actually, props to Jacquees.
Oh,
so proud of him. BED. The song's been out because he said 21 with no kids. He's like 27 now. So the song's taking this long to take off.
Wow.
But he's not 27. He's like 23. He's older than me, so maybe 24. But like, Jacquees been out here, and he's finally starting to somewhat get his credit. So I'm happy for him. So yeah, they start hunching, and
he puts her in a position that like just isn't working. Like
her leg, because she's tall, her legs are long, and
he's knocking her head up against his bed. She's like, but like that's what we were saying. Like maybe on his last girl, like that was
put my leg up. I want to hit my head. Like
maybe that she was like, ooh, like that really got her going. But she was like, no, like can we try something?
Got to the edge of the bed. She had a little rhythm. She had a little ride. I was like, okay, East, come on, girl.
It was like I felt that they had to kind of switch from those two positions, from like Issa kind of being laying down to being on top and controlling it, to kind of like to symbolize like she's taking control of this sexual encounter. She's gonna make sure she gets hers, and like it is what it is.
The hunt was like, okay,
it looked terrible.
Look, I'm not a sex expert, but that wasn't. Yeah, no.
I mean,
but it was,
Tasha and Lawrence, they hitting side positions.
But she was doing good when she was riding, so that's why I was saying it's an okay. I forgot how the rest, because I just had to black it out in my mind. I was just like, oh, it's too much.
But Lawrence and Tasha, they gave us some great footage.
When you go from Lawrence and Tasha.
Yeah, this is pedestrian.
This is kids. This is 10th grade. This is the locker room, So here we go. She leaves.
Yeah. He was like, you don't have to leave if you don't want to. She was like, no,
I want to.
I'm good.
Takes the charger back, and she see his phone's already on the corner in his own charger, so he lied to get her in there, and she lied about it being his. So they both basically
knew what was up.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, she smirks and like that's the start of her whole phrase. But
the biggest issue with him.
Yeah, please ask the question because I'm
about to start a GoFundMe for HBO. I know they're a big company. They've had some issues with hacks and stuff, so maybe it's not in the budget. Mm-hmm. Where are the condoms?
I think it's more so like HBO's like that's just not our thing. We don't show condoms on our show.
Do they say that? Is that like a thing?
I just feel like that's their thing because like there is no so we're asking where the F are the condoms? Like Issa, Apprentice, Larry Whitmore, whoever we got to talk to. We need
to get some condoms. If they got to be the health center flavored condoms or something, we just need to get some contraceptives on the show. Some dental dams, some female condoms, some sponges. I don't care what y'all use, but we need some kind of contraceptive.
Okay.
Are you good? Are you straight? Do you need some hand sanitizer? You do, because I ain't.
Hold on. We're gonna pause it. Oh, well, real quick. They should be able to get an endorsement from Trojan. Girl's trip. She was like, it burns.
His hand sanitizer. Just sanitize everything over there. I don't want none of them germs over here. But
anyway, yeah, they could get an endorsement deal from Trojan. Like,
so why are we not? You know,
for product placement. Jesus. Okay, I'm good now. I'm good.
That was your last.
Yep, I'm claiming it. Yep.
Anyway, but I don't know, because that's really like that. The loud ski weed is second to the lack of condoms, because it's like that's the first thing. Oh, look what I got. Ooh, here.
Right.
It ain't got to be Magnums. Everybody ain't into Magnums. Mm-hmm. The nice little blue Trojan, the regular.
They got a bunch of new ones they pushing. Like, show those and like make people
hot and cold. Fire and ice.
Make people be like, oh dang! Like, I saw this on Insecure.
For his pleasure.
I'm gonna get these.
Literally, Insecure has such a good hold on the culture right now. If they put something like that out, we be like, let me go to Walmart. Now they got this exclusive animal balloon condom.
They should have the Insecure condom.
There is none.
Well, I'm saying
that anyway.
I'm saying it's not a condom. That's the
Insecure condom. They're just gonna have one massive baby shower next season because clearly.
But I was actually thinking because like you said, they have such a hold on the culture. I think it's dangerous for them to show so much raw, unprotected sex.
He's like, Issa ain't wearing no condoms, so I'm
right. Clearly, it doesn't ain't that much disease out there. You just can't mess with Usher
in L.A. Oh Jesus!
Yeah,
you just can't mess
with I'm hey.
Ouch.
Hey.
Yikes. Okay.
So that's Issa. We see Issa getting her footing, and we believe that she's about to start her whole phase.
Though. You really got to think of your first day of whole phase in it, like your first whole day. I remember mine. I don't know. Like I said, I've had a whole phase, but to everybody else, it's not a whole phase. I was just like a fast, ninth grader, I guess. That would be the equivalent. Maybe even eighth grader. But I just.
You weren't hunching. You were just holding hands and kissing, huh?
No, okay. I said fast, fast ninth grader, not regular ninth grader.
But I had to clarify because you can't say whole phase and be like.
We said in the whole episode, it's levels to whole phase. It's like everybody has a different whole phase. I can't hold like everybody else, but I can hold for my level of whole phase, Yeah. So I remember my first day. I ain't gonna say what happened. I ain't gonna say, where and what I was, but that first time you get in the mirror on some Easter stuff, you just look at yourself like, who have you become? That bitch, that's who you become, and then you just gotta own it. After that, it's like, oh, live my life. That's right, girl. You gonna live your life. And, you just that ride home in an unidentified car, pulling up to your apartment or house, just like, this is where we at now. Okay. All right. You just gotta adjust. You learn different things. You call him baby, he react like, hold on. It's like, okay, so we not, okay, cool.
We not in nicknames.
Boom. Oh, we won't ever be on nicknames. Cool. And that's what I note it. And now I can properly know what to do with my next hoe. And boom. See, it's a science to it. And you gotta learn. And then that first day, you realize, I can do this. I'm so proud of Issa. Go ahead, Issa, girl. Hope for it.
Yeah. All right, so we got it. We're gonna move fast on this one. Lauren shows up so remember last episode, Tasha invited Lauren to the family picnic. Lauren shows up to the family picnic. He brings chairs, and he's like, yo, wish I'd bring them. He's kind of accosted by her cousins or whoever. They take the chairs. He's like, oh, watch, my finger. He meets her play Uncle Jesse, who has a Barack Obama
it's so funny. It's so
apron.
Black. It's just so black.
He was like,
this is my play uncle.
Right. Hey, so you're Lawrence. Yeah. All right. Welcome.
Right. All right. This is so black uncle. Did they show his shoes? Did he have on the mandals?
I didn't see. He had a Barack Obama apron, so I'm pretty sure
he had on mandals.
Yeah, he was prepared. He helps Mimi out of her
that was
van.
so much. I literally yelled laughing. Because that's just
Mimi's
so much.
Like the grandmother that who's getting dropped off by her nursing home at the park.
That's Aunt Ruby ringing the bell.
Yeah.
Y'all hit child rating and shaking and
he gotta go roll her down the hill so she don't fall.
Speech. You over here at the wind down and you missed the Aunt Ruby speech. Anyway.
And he has to roll her down.
That was too much.
Her cousin was like, yo, hand me the plug to plug in these speakers. He was like, oh, can we play music in the park? And he's like, oh, you want them rule following that? Just plug it in. And he's like, oh.
Didn't I call them cousins? I knew they were hood.
Yep.
And that's just one. Did he have face tats? There was something really hood about his
his hair. His hair
was spiked or something, right?
It was like locks, but it was shaved sides, pulled up.
perfect. That's exactly how. If I imagine Tasha's cousin, if I made Tasha's cousin on The Sims,
that's what
what it would have been. And it was just perfect. It was very black. The kids running.
They bumped him, didn't give no excuse me.
Right.
That really hurt him. He was like, what? And
that's when he knew it was time to go. But that also says a lot about how Lawrence was raised because he was so uncomfortable.
And I was going to say, like, he looked so uncomfortable by the ghetto-ness. And I was just like, I'm going to just be honest. Like, I grew up privileged. I go to family. There was one family reunion I went to with my grandfather's side on my mama's side. They was cussing so much. I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I felt white. Like, I just felt uncomfortable. Like, everybody was this, that, and the third. But my other family reunion, like, we all grew up differently, but, like, I felt comfortable. Like, this is family. Like, yeah, we may be different. We didn't grow up with the same privileges, but we cool. So for him to feel so uncomfortable, like, either he grew up so privileged or, like, it's just...
Okay, it's crossed his ghetto line, but I don't think it was that bad.
Like, I didn't think... Like, that's what I'm saying.
We didn't discuss homegirl twerking with the flute.
Hey... That was.
I feel like they put that in for shits and giggles. And
they said it was a salute to the mask off challenge or something. I think that was the one thing he was like, bro. Somebody was at her family reunion twerking with a flute.
That's probably what I would have.
And to me, it was like, yo, they are talented.
What a family
to play an instrument. One. To twerk while playing?
I want my son to be a virtuoso, and they will. That was hilarious. It was just a lot of blackness. So as he's taking off the blackness and being uncomfortable, he gets a text from white girl at work about the Startup Saturday social.
She's like, "Hey, we'll be here for a while if you want to come." And I think it's the ill setup because they mentioned, like, when they were in the office, how, like, everybody there is ugly and sad, and that leads to desperation and bad hookups, and that they
just needed a reason to leave.
And they said to him in the office, like, yeah, if you came, you would clean up. Basically, they said it without saying that, like, you're an attractive black man that could pull.
Gonna be hoes there.
Yeah. Low key, we might want you there. We want you there to facilitate this hookup or whatever. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so he lies and tells Tasha he's got this work thing to do. He'll be back. She's like, oh, okay.
Okay, cool.
And they say, bye, baby, and kiss.
First time they kiss in the mouth in public more than once in front of her family. But I'm like, and this is why. This is what we talking about. Y'all say it on relationships. You don't kiss nobody in the mouth in public, number one. And in front of family, I don't even kiss my boyfriend in the mouth in front of family. Like, that's a pretty big step.
They're using pet names in front of family.
Baby?
Hey, baby.
Kiss in the mouth? That's big. When I saw that, I was like,
I said, oh, he's here.
He's in. He got chairs for the cookout.
He bought Mimi. He made sure Mimi didn't fall down that hill.
I'm not gonna put my special my handicapped grandmother's life in your hands. That's just too much.
I thought that was a little much of Tasha. But so let's progress.
But then again, she needed the chairs, right. And we still haven't seen Lawrence's car.
Hey.
So are we sure that he just put the chairs in the Uber or? Hey, but go ahead.
All right, so he goes to Startup Saturday. He gets a text from Tasha at one point. Like, he plans to leave. The waitress kind of flirts with him. He's like, you know what, let me get around for the table. He plans to leave. He gets a text from Tasha saying, where are you? His coworkers ask his relationship status. He says he's dating. Lawrence is drunk with his coworkers, having a good time when he gets a call from Tasha. The picnic has ended and he didn't come back. It is dark out. They didn't cleaned up.
Imagine, though. Imagine, she already was talking about her beef with her cousin earlier.
Where your man at?
Where the tall boy who was supposed to come? Oh, okay, I thought you had a college boy, Tasha.
Right.
Where your nigga
Uncle
at?
Jesse met him. He was here. He got Mimi. He brought the chair.
Oh, where that nigga at, though? He not here? Oh.
He gonna be back.
I thought you was...
He got caught up at work.
Because you know she been bragging. You know, for Uncle Jesse to already know.
For the play uncle.
So, she probably told her mama. So, that's all she needed to do.
Mama told her.
Oh, because you know Tasha got her a college man, 6'4", job. He works at a startup. Girl, I don't know what a startup is. Okay, honey,
he do the computers. He do computers.
he do work with computers.
He do work. He do wonderful. He work at Facebook.
He work at so he be on Facebook. You know, mamas don't really know much, but especially ghetto black mamas. All she knows is computers, money, degree.
Yep.
And 6'4". And baby, she told everybody already. So Tasha may not have even told everybody about it. But all she had to do was tell her mama, and boom. They don't wonder how the pies came out.
I wonder, did she make the mac and cheese since she didn't make the potato salad?
Dang, now those are the questions I need to answer. Right. I wish we would have got more of the cookout though. I'm not gonna lie. I wish
if they could have taken out the Issa with the vibrator scene for more of the cookout, I would have been pleased.
Yeah, it was funny, but the cookout, I needed more.
Yeah. So he tells Tasha like he's at this work drink thing. She says if you didn't want to come, you should have told me. He hits her with the, honestly, I'm not looking for anything serious.
And I just feel like that, first off, that's not what I asked you. That's not what we're talking about, if you want to come to cookout. But now you want to be, oh, well, we not together anyway type shit. And that's what pissed me off. I'm like, nigga, ain't nobody.
Some woman tweeted, like, anytime a nigga starts a phrase, like a sentence off with, honestly, just know you about, it's some BS. Like,
no, seriously. Like, now you mad. So now you want to try to boss up.
She talks about how she was embarrassed that her family was there and he ghosted.
Seriously though, imagine. First off, if you with me at my cookout, I'm not letting you leave. Well, if you leaving, leave. Like, you didn't have to come if you trying to leave early and shit. Like, I invited you out to come meet my family. Like, I slaved on the potato salad.
No, mac and cheese. She didn't make the potato salad.
Oh,
I wanted her to.
Right. Like, I done bought all this cheese. I done bought all this milk.
You ain't even gonna eat and get
4 boxes, because you know when you make stuff for cookouts and family reunions, you gotta make like pounds, like 2 trays.
Yeah.
Like, I done sweated my edges out. I ran out of my edge control, so I really had to use gel to tie my edges down. And then it sweated out being in that sun. It's hot. We in LA. It took me an hour and a half to get here because of the LA traffic. And you gonna leave and not come back and not say shit?
Make me look stupid. You know how I had to. You know how
family is the worst though, because they gonna keep on bringing it up,
yeah.
And then her mom gonna ask about it 4 months from now. It's like, so what that boy you brought to the cookout? It's just not. It's embarrassing. It is, and she done talked him up.
He said he apologizes. He said he knows how much she wanted him there, and she turned. And this last scene, it hurt me as a member of the Lawrence Hive. This was a lot. This was heavy. I gave
my Lawrence Hive like episode 1. So
this was heavy, but Tasha said she knew what it was, knew it wasn't anything serious, but Lawrence fronted like it was serious and was apologizing for stuff he wasn't sorry for. She said and what Twitter has put out there is, if she knew what it was, why did she invite him to the cookout?
1, she needed them chairs. How was them chairs gonna get there if he didn't bring them?
Not her no good cousins.
And Lawrence in his imaginary car might be an SUV. He probably drive like an old Explorer.
In LA?
A 2006.
And then let's just get to it. Let's get to it. Tasha calls Lawrence a fuck nigga. She said,
nigga. We gotta say it. Oh, it feels good.
Fuck nigga. She said, know what? You're worse than a fuck nigga. You a fuck nigga that thinks he's a good dude and hangs up. And oh God.
And Lawrence just like, oh.
He's like,
and he drunk, so the emotions were magnified.
Before he's able to truly process what just happened and like her hanging up on him. What did we say the co-working name was?
Aparna?
Aparna?
Who knows? I don't know I didn't even her name.
She comes up looking thickety thick.
I didn't see that, but go ahead.
And asks if he's coming downstairs, and he's like, yeah. I think he's going to end up sleeping with her.
Probably.
Or the white girl Brooke.
So let's get.
But we don't care about that.
Let's get back from the airport. Let's take the suitcases upstairs and let's unpack.
We got to unpack this Lawrence and Tasha thing because this was heavy.
It's real, and like I said, we've been Tasha before. We have not, been with a man who just broke up with his girlfriend because she slept with her ex from freshman year in the studio listening to T-Pain, and he found out after a work event, and we ain't did all of that. But we've been in some Tasha-esque shoes before, and we've been in a situation where we've been with a nigga, talking to a nigga, or whatever. We knew it wasn't more than it was, but we kept on trying to, and he said it wasn't what it was, but in our minds, okay, we can work towards it.
Yeah, we can do something. I'll give him some time. But the time I give him, I'm not going to allow him to be out there and possibly get back with his ex. That's what that is.
At least he ain't with that bitch. It's probably what she was thinking. But it's like you talking to him, it ain't going nowhere. You know it's not going nowhere. But you don't want for the ride. And it's just, we hanging. The signs, we see them.
So
he's lying. He's saying the line, I ain't never gonna hurt you. I was working late. I'm with my LB. oh, I'm late. I done passed out. This, that, and the third. Lying. You know he lying. You know he's lying.
Because you got his social media.
You on Snap, you see his elbow. You know it's his elbow.
He was wearing that shirt when he left me.
You know he's lying, but you know what? It's okay. I don't care. He's a good dude. We're going to go somewhere with this. He's not, sis. And you know it, and you just like, it's the angel and the devil. And you showed it. He's a good guy. Bitch, no, he not. Shut up, bitch. Yes, he is. We're going to be fine. Okay, keep it up.
So, let me just I had to break down the situation because I'm going to be honest. Like I said, Lawrence Hive dude, like, we love Tasha. So on one hand, I'm happy to see Tasha stand up for herself.
Box up, Tosh.
And, call this dude out. Like, this whole show is about people not wanting to be held accountable by others.
These grown-ass people.
Let's be honest.
These are people are like 7 years older than us.
And I can identify with that because who does, but it's messed up because people get hurt because of it. So Tasha and Lauren started with a 3 a.m. booty call.
They didn't start.
Them
as a twosome started. Okay.
That I'm saying, like, they had all this lead up, this sexual tension or this flirting. Then I come over drunk from the strip club at 3 a.m. and I splatter your guts all over Metro
Park, Compton,
Metro Los Angeles. So after that, we are smashing every weekend Raw for 3 months. Only after 3 months do I take you on a date.
He at least had to take her to Chipotle. I'm not gonna sit here.
Maybe he brought food to the crib.
Something. There needs to be some food. You need to spend money on me. And not that I'm just a gold digger, but like that's kind of like nigga insurance. Like if you want to know, and then it's like, and niggas know that, so they do small stuff. I ain't gonna take you to Ruth Chris, but we can go to Chipotle. We can.
I got a BOGO.
Grill.
I got a BOGO.
Something small.
My birthday coupon came in.
We sitting down, but we ain't really tipping the waitress.
Right.
So it'll be small clothes, but nothing, sis. I don't know.
So,
how that nigga take? If
she invites him to the family picnic, and he agrees. On one hand, Lawrence goes to appease Tasha, probably so they won't stop having sex. I personally don't believe Tasha was trying to force him into a relationship, but I look at it as she was leaving breadcrumbs, which was the pussy, towards a relationship. And, like, he's going to look up one day and be like, how did I end up celebrating Christmas with her family?
Why do we have 3 kids? How are we married?
When did we say I did?
But hey,
when did I get on? Good. I got on Wendy.
When was this? And Chad gonna be right there the whole time. Like, you sure you want to do this? But hey, did we get some Chad this episode?
No, we didn't.
There was no Chad this episode. I'm sad.
And so I had to go on Urban Dictionary to look up to see if like she used fuck nigga correctly. And it says one of the many definitions.
I'm about to say it's plenty of ways to be a fuck nigga.
Is a nigga who isn't about any of the shit he or she claims to be.
Yahtzee. That's it.
Now I said a fuck nigga who's a nice guy is like a misdiagnosis. He has all the symptoms of being about shit and being serious with you, but it turns out he was just using you for alternative motives.
I don't think that's like it's not a like we know. Duh. Like, that's what Tasha knew this whole time. We knew this whole time. Like, when it... Okay, but in my case, I was getting Tasha and played when I was like 20, 21. At 21, I was like, I got to play one good, decent time. I was like, this ain't for me. I ain't really about this life. I settled, changed my life around, going to church mode, and settled down, and I'm here at 23. Boom, can't go back. These bitches like 30. So, I don't know what the disconnect is. They ain't get jolted. They ain't get jolted hard enough. I don't know what kind of jolts people...
I think for Tasha, she was like, this is not like a normal man I've dealt with. He's college educated. He's shown that he has the ability to commit. Maybe he's different than the other guys. Maybe he's being genuine. And guys, like, when you throw sex into it, and not just sex one time, but regular good sex, that clouds a lot of judgment, and I think you are would have been like maybe a 1 month thing was dragged out to 3.5, and got him an invite to the family reunion, because
3 months is a long time.
It is, and because Lawrence is fresh out of a relationship, so he still has those instincts in him. So he's like, yeah, he leaves Sunday, but Friday and Saturday throughout the day when they smashing, he's cuddling her after they have sex.
And that's the thing. Those are the things that make stuff cloudy. Okay, I'm not your girl. You're not trying to look for a relationship. You kiss me in public in front of my family.
Call me baby.
If I'm going to be a hoe, we just hunch, get your climax, and get out. Cool. Don't cuddle me. Don't wake up and make me a cheese omelet. Don't do all that then. If this ain't that, then don't let it be that. Don't give me no clues. Don't rub my feet. Don't suck my toes. I don't know.
Titty fuck.
Don't titty fuck. I don't know the requirements in relationships.
We're getting a little nasty. I'm sorry.
But like, don't do all that. If that's not what this is, cause I'm gonna go with the flow. Sometimes with girls like, I like you, so we can do whatever or something like that. And if we just hunch it, we just hunch it. If we go together, we go together. But let me know what it is, and ain't no gray areas. We either going to be together or we not. And that's one of them situations. So she was going with the flow. It's like, okay, he acting like we kind of going together, so I'm going to go with it. And maybe we are trying to go together. And then it blew up. And she was about to punch the hell out of that book.
Chill, bro.
I hate lies. But it's like, I get it.
It's
And she knew the whole time, but it was like the little glimmer of hope. It's like a little... Right. And you follow, it's like, you listening to the little voice.
And he keep doing, like, he's doing, like, oh, he was honest with me. I didn't have to find out.
On the street, she used to girls, like, pulling up on her, trying to fight her. Ain't nobody trying to fight her, so she's like, maybe he is done with his ex. Like, she used to...
He just got a new place, so she know, like, ain't gonna be no need to go back by my ex's place.
It's just... Sis, I understand, though. And you know what the problem was? As the season progressed, and as Tasha got more aggressive, this is when, first episode we had scruffy sweatpants, musty Lawrence. But
season 1.
Yeah, season 1. He started getting his hair cut as he was going to the bank. He started getting in the gym, going to the bank.
Yeah.
He got finer. And at the peak of his fine, when he bossed up on Issa, he was fine.
He got out of depression. He was ugly.
He probated. It was his probate.
He got himself together. He got a job.
And that's when he presented himself. That's by the time Issa was done with him. It was like she created this big, fine, employed man standing before you. He was fine and he had it all together. And what have I been telling y'all since episode 1?
Say no to fine.
Say no to fine niggas.
So wait, according to your logic, Tasha don't have no reason to be mad at Lawrence. She need to be mad at Issa.
For making this fine man.
For just building him up, like getting him to the point where, like, he was good, and then she messed him up emotionally.
She didn't be mad at Issa, but this is why Issa is sick, because she realizes it is. When she finally got her life together after she hunched Jason, Lord, what's his name? Daniel. After she hunched Daniel, she looked at him and I was like, damn, Lawrence is fine. It was too late. Then she lost him. It's like, I lost this fine man. Tasha over here going crazy. She's like, she had on her shoulders, girl, he ain't shit. He didn't want you still his ex. But sis, he fine though. And then
he got a good job.
He fine though, girl. He got a good job, girl. He got.
She looked at his bank account. Girl, she saw what he was getting paid.
Girl, you seen his bank statement plenty of times. You know he got money and he got stuff saved up. Sis, this is clouding your judgment. She rose colored like.
You want a ring that cost how much he got in his savings? He good.
You already know, girl. You just want an $80 ring from Pandora anyway. You ain't trying to do all that. You going to the courthouse, and that's all So I get it.
He get you some new furniture.
And this is why you gotta leave these fine men alone. And that's that's my sermon. Like, leave them alone. Leave them alone. They get fine. They got a good job. Get you a bump. No, I'm not, don't get you a bump. But like, you just gotta, when they fine like that, you gotta step out of the situation. Okay, if he looked like, who's ugly? I don't mind calling him ugly. And deserves to be called ugly.
The lawyer from Powell.
He's not ugly though. He just look like crusty. I don't know.
They keep bringing up old pictures.
If this nigga was ugly, would you still feel the same way? Think about it. Because I'm not saying don't date nobody attractive. I mean, I like attractive men. That's not like I'm with someone who's attractive. You just got attractiveness is important, but take it out of the equation. If it wasn't for his looks, would you still be acting like this?
She was like, well, he still puts it down like that, so yes.
Well, take their genitals and looks out of the
But equation. That's why I wanted to say, when she made the decision to stop having sex with him, I think that was a turning point as well. now that judgment, that judgment that was once clouded is a lot more clear.
And sex confuses things, and they never had a relationship romantically without sex involved.
Yep. And
hold out on the coochie until he take you out and you really get a connection. Honestly,
I think, you know, a lot of people are talking about the Ashley Lawrence hive. They turning on Tasha now, you know, because
she bossed up on him,
right? And she called him those names, and it's like that's why I said this show is a series of adults who don't want to be accountable to anyone. Mm-hmm. Now Lawrence was not malicious, but he also wasn't clear with his intent. Mm-hmm. He knew he didn't want anything serious, but he had a whole don't ask, don't tell thing. If she not gonna ask me to be serious, if she not gonna ask what we are, I'm not gonna disclose that. And we as adults, we can't operate like that. People's time is too precious.
People dying, you out here wasting.
People feelings getting involved,
right?
And so where like a lot of people felt like she said she knew what it was, da 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 da. At the same time, like I feel like as a man, you gotta owe the woman that if you really care for her, you gotta be real with her. Like, look, like, I'm really not looking for anything serious. Like, I really care for you. We're vibing, but, like, I just got out of something serious. And you got to give her the opportunity to figure out if that's what something she want to move forward with. You know, it's like the whole thing with Usher and then Lil Duval recently. It's about you have to disclose certain things and give people the right to choose. You know, Usher with the STD. No. Hear me out. Lil Duval, he said his whole point.
I'm about to fire your ass.
No. I'm saying because these are things that I use Lil Duval because he said like you got to give me the right to choose. You got to give me the right to choose. And it's like men, we can't. You know, like if we're gonna demand that right, we also got to understand like it's fair for people to demand that of us. So.
Do you have an ex? Do you have a baby mama? Do you have this? Do you that?
Like yeah, like we can't. You know, like. We have to function like I can't say like, well, she didn't ask, I'm not gonna say anything. I have to come like correct. Like, look, I just got out of this 5-year relationship. You know, she cheated on me. It was bad. We don't have any kids. I'm not looking for anything serious right now. What's good? And she, you know, maybe Tasha would be like, all right, yeah, let's hunch, you know, like, but maybe it wouldn't have been as frequently. Like, once a month she'll hit him.
And again, we came in, like, in the middle of things, so we don't even know how it even got to this point. Yeah. How did this become such a habitual hunch thing? So you got it, y'all, yeah.
So
with some nigga insurance, test them.
But at the same time, I didn't finish. We can't let Tasha off scot-free because, like you said, she was on some like, oh, well, maybe like if I'm going to leave this breadcrumb, see if he going to do it. I'm going to leave this bread, see if he going to do it. And he kept doing these things because that was in his nature. Like sometimes people are just nice people. Like I love fixing things. If Issa would have invited me over like, yo, can you paint this wall? Or no, Molly would have hit me like, yo, like, can you come put together this bookshelf? I'd be like, yeah, cool. I got you. That don't mean like, Molly, I love you. It's like, I'm a handyman and I like doing things like that.
I mean, I guess. And then, that kind of takes me to Love Jones when we have these, like, secret tests for men that they don't even know they're taking. So, girl, tell him you moving to New York with your old nigga. Yeah. If he get mad, then stay. If he don't get mad, then go. Which is the stupidest thing I ever heard. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess, but...
Everybody at fault. Everybody just got to be accountable to themselves.
Nobody on this show is innocent except for... Nobody. I tried to get somebody to put it out, but... Everybody's trash.
The war that I saw on the timeline after this episode?
It's just always so much. But Lawrence is indeed trash. He is indeed what Tasha called him. Tasha isn't all the way blameless, but it's like, she's human. You know, like everybody falls for it, you know. Molly was falling for it. The timeline was just shorter, but she was falling for it season 1. Jadena played her like a book. She played Chad. Like, it's just, everybody's getting played. So yeah, that's the episode. We really done wrapped a minute, but we owe y'all because it's late, so we're gonna try to upload this right now. Yeah. So all right, y'all be blessed. Please listen, please retweet, share, # Bouch Bommentary, live tweet this thing. Oh, I guess it's kind of late to say live tweet. No, you live tweet. I'm saying they at the end of it now, so how we gonna tell them to live tweet at the end? Right. But tweet about it. Tell your friends Bouch Bommentary. Tweet Issa Rae before she blocks me, because I'm sure I'm gonna be blocked soon. So y'all make sure y'all continue to add her in with the hashtag and the cast and all that stuff. But yeah, thank y'all so much for listening. Thank you for trying to fight us for not having enough this morning. But y'all be blessed and bye.
Yeah.